Running around going crazy. See. Feeling great, feeling good. New day. Looks like it's gonna be cloudy. Day before the 4th, so should be pretty fun. We'll see. The SPY was up. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. SPY was up, making huge moves into aftermarket yesterday. Actually ended up trading Tesla and Nvidia for green trades. And so, I'm gathering so much data so quickly on this large cap trading. It's crazy. Okay, that should be it. And let's get to it. All right, so let's first jump over to our scanners. All right, so scans for today, we see Tesla is up. And the first thing that I do is come over here and look at the volume. And then I come and look at the percent gainers. So first stacked up is that Tesla at the top of the list. It did have a little bit of news about Elon emphasizing safety in Tesla and all of that stuff. But I also like to compare it to the SPY. So the SPY is currently red on the day, but it had a huge move up yesterday to the 550s. So we'll go ahead and throw Tesla on, and we'll check that one out in a minute. I also traded Nvidia yesterday as well. RPay down 10%. We have to see what that one wants to do. What is this? This is a small cap down 10%, so I definitely don't want any parts of that. Usually with small caps, I really look for above 10%, like plus 10 and up, or plus 15 and up. Let's see what else we got here. BTRS looks like a mid cap. $10. It does pay a dividend. Follows the SPY a little bit, and this is what the beta is over here, how it follows the SPY. So like SQQ is a -2 because is it oh my gosh, it is a inverse of the SPY. So whatever the SPY does, it's probably going to be doing the opposite. But then you got these like Tesla, which is 1.5. They relatively follow the SPY. They don't have to because catalysts can change the game for Tesla, but they regularly follow the SPY. TQQ, high beta rating, follows the SPY almost exactly to the tick. Let's see. SOXS is an inverse, -4. CLSK follows the SPY pretty heavily with a 4 coming in there. Now the scores go from 0. I mean, they go from negative, and then you have 0, and then you have up to +5. So +5 is going to be the highest that you're going to see in these. And I don't even think I've ever seen a 5. I've seen 4, like 473, close to 5, but never a 5. Like a perfect SPY mover. Anyway, let's see. So we got Tesla, we got Nvidia up there. Let's look at the highest movers. So we have DOYU, do you? Okay, we'll look into that one. We got Para up here, 14%. We have AGQ up 6%. This is a small cap though, so it needs to get some love. I like to see that over 10% being a small cap. But we can look at the catalyst. We'll just get it off of there before everything goes down. Let's see. LI up 3%. It is a large cap, or going towards a large cap. It's kind of still in the mid cap range for me. But it does not have enough. Good morning, Lori Lee. Dale up 2%, but very low volume there. I'll throw that one up there just because. Yes, ma'am. Happy 4th. They haven't started shooting off the fireworks yet, but when they start, it's probably not going to stop to like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. They'll still be shooting them off. Tesla we already put on. GDX, not a whole lot of volume down here, so not too interested in these that don't really have the volume. All right, so let's just look through what we have right now. So we have, let me shrink this list a little bit. Current watch. Okay, so we have Tesla, Para, Nvidia, DoYu, Dell, and AGQ. So let's look through these. Pop up this and here. All right, so starting with Tesla. So I know I saw some news for today, press releases, and I'm using NASDAQ.com to look into this. Tesla, so this is 23 hours ago. Tesla vehicle production and deliveries and date for financial results and webcast for second quarter 2024. This one, global nickel mining market expected to reach 94 billion by 2033 as demand surges. Okay. Tesla releases results of 2024 annual meeting of stockholders, and that was June 13th. So further back last month. Tesla vehicle production. We'll see what happens, but we also want to keep a strong eye on the SPY because yesterday Tesla, pretty much all of the tech stocks, Nvidia, all of them were following the SPY pretty heavily. If the SPY needs to go flat or kind of make a move to kind of pull back, I would think that Nvidia and Tesla will do the same thing, especially if they don't have recent catalysts. Yesterday, I played Tesla and Nvidia specifically because the SPY was going up. They did not have recent catalysts on them, so I was like, or recent strong catalysts. I mean, you can see here it had a little bit 23 hours ago, but this wasn't the greatest. So let's jump to Para, P-A-R-Y, or P-A-R-A. Paramount Global Class. Good morning, Mike D. Press releases for Paramount. Playworks introduces SpongeBob Bounce to CTV. Okay, so that was last month on the 26th. I really don't see, maybe they have sprinkles of good news. That's why they're moving up. Paramount Global and Charter Communications announced new multi-year agreement for distribution of Paramount's linear networks, CBS owned and operated, but that was back in May 23rd. Build-A-Bear, Frankfurt Candy unveils new treats. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But it's up 14% for some reason. It has almost 5 million shares traded. Let's jump to Nvidia. Nvidia, Hewlett Packard. Oh boy, let me mute that. Okay. Hewlett Packard Enterprise and Nvidia announced Nvidia AI computing. Now, this was one of the things that I followed up on yesterday. I was like, okay, it's got this recent AI news and the SPY is going up. And think about it. It's been drizzling this news for a while. So it's got this. And so people have been getting in on the AI hype. And so I was just looking for resolution on the SPY going up. But yeah, they had this AI, blah, 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 accelerate generative AI industrial revolution. NVIDIA announces Omniverse microservices, NVIDIA stockholder meeting, AI revolution. Just so many press releases talking about AI in this thing. And it's been creeping up as AI has gotten more and more popular. So that's why I ended up playing that one yesterday. Next one is DoYu, D-O-Y-U. DoYu. I don't know how to say it. Okay, so DoYu International Holdings Limited announces special cash dividend. Okay, so this is a Chinese company. DoYu International Holdings Limited, a leading game-centric live streaming platform in China and a pioneer in the esports value chain. Today announced that the company's board of directors approved and declared a special cash dividend of $9.76 per share, and that's in USD, or $9.76 per American depository share to holders of record of ordinary shares, ADS, ADSs as of the close of business on August 21st, 2024. So that's next month when they'll be paying that out. July, August 21st, $9 per share. So the aggregate amount of cash dividends to be paid will be approximately 300 million, with payments expected to be made on or around August 30th, 2024 for holders of ordinary shares or whatnot. Okay, well, we'll see what happens there. I'm not too interested in day trading that, with that having so much time to go. And usually cash dividends or dividend payouts or dividend declarations, I'm really not just super into. Next one is Dell. Dell Technologies. Do you have any kind? It's up 2%. Just want to see what it has going on over here. Dell Technologies' last news was declaring a quarterly cash dividend, and hasn't really had a whole lot of news back here. Back into May, no AI or anything in here. And then cyber attacks, that was in April. So no real recent news on that one for me to follow up on for continuation. So I'm going to pop that one off. And then AGQ, what is this one? Pro Shares Ultra Silver. 5 best leverage ETFs of the second quarter. Okay, so I guess it pays a dividend. Let's see, no dividends. Oh man. Okay, leverage ETFs. Interesting. I'm not interested in that. No real catalyst out there in the press releases, so I'm good on that one. Let's pop back over here to the scanner and see if anything else maybe getting active. Mara, where's the volume? Volume's all in Nvidia and Tesla still. But I really am not looking. If I was going short, this would be the time I would be trying to hit up Tesla and Nvidia, and I'll show you why with the charts. So let's flip over here to the charts real quick. Let's go to Tesla first. Now, over here on the larger time frame, you can see Tesla has made quite a bit of a move up. And I did look back into the dividend play that I was doing like last year or the year before last. It was a major dividend payout, but it follows Tesla. It follows Tesla super closely, and it is called Tesla. T, or is this one? Yeah, it's an option based on Tesla going up, right? And so this one, I mean, it pays a crazy dividend. Let me go right here. Insane dividend, Tesla. And I got this dividend for the most of last year until Tesla started dropping. Or I think whenever Tesla had the cold problems, when the cars wouldn't come on because of the cold and the battery issues, that's when I sold this thing. And it ended up dropping down. But the dividend is crazy. So dividend yield 45.22%. That is like a crypto. Annual dividend per share $7.73. That's insane, and it pays monthly 64 cents. So if you bought, I don't know, 100 shares or whatnot, 200 shares, 1,000 shares, like but the thing is, it does not have a lot of trading history. When we come over here to the higher time frame, it's only been trading for about a year, and so I was holding in here somewhere for a while, and then I got stopped out on this drop. And this was during that Tesla whole cold event and stuff like that. It went down, and now it's curling back up because Tesla is curling back up. So Tesla. But that's a crazy dividend. Tesla, though, I think is going to become a little bit bearish as the SPY turns around a little bit. It may hold these levels, but it's going to have a pretty big range. It has an ATR of $8.80. So, it can move quite a bit. I would definitely want to see it go sideways a little bit. But yeah. interesting. Let's continue to look around. What were we looking at? The charts for Nvidia now. So we looked at Tesla, had a huge move. I actually played the end of the day move. So right here, I looked at this flat top that kept getting hit here. 232, 232, 232, 232, and I actually entered for this break end of day 229 and ended up breaking over and up to the 230s. But I played it small because I had already played Nvidia and I had some profit on Nvidia, so I was like, I don't want to play this big. So I just literally took the smallest share size that I probably could have taken, which was 6 shares for this break, and I got like $1 move on it. So I was like, that's pretty good. But then it gaps up into the. But I do not hold into the aftermarket. I'm rather just day trade it and get on down because the risk is too much, especially if the SPY turns around. But right now it looks like it's holding a level up here at the 233s, and I'll see if I can play it again if it reaches. Well, it's got 10 million shares traded, but yesterday it had 170 million shares traded. So it's a big difference. 10 today, 170 yesterday. It's got a lot of work to do, and I think that a lot of people are still liquidating their positions. So I don't know, especially before July 4th, going into a holiday weekend. I think it can go down more than it can go up, to be honest. But we'll see. Maybe that's completely wrong. And Nvidia was the other one. Nvidia, I played early, so I didn't see. I went to lunch and everything, came back and saw Tesla, and I was like, "Oh, this is a clear flat top. Let's try it." But Nvidia, I saw this one holding our ATRs here, came down. Well, first it tested above the ATR, crashed down, and the way that I use the ATR, a lot of people they're like, "Does it have to bounce off the ATR? Does it have to?" How does it have to hit the ATR? I don't really care about the motion. I care more about the pattern around these levels. So basically, the ATR highs is where I start to think bullish. ATR, this first ATR, and then in between these, I'm thinking, okay, this thing's looking bullish. But down here, the ATR, when it reaches these lows, I'm thinking bearish. So it's like an idea formation, not really a specific bounce. But in this level, we saw heavy consolidation in between where I had calculated a bullish idea. So came down, had a heavy little inverted hammer here, and it pushed back into this inverted hammer. And so I actually started to enter with 20 shares after this double top breakdown and all this. Entered 20 shares here, and it fell back down to this level. And now remember, this is a large cap that follows the SPY. I was also watching the SPY beside this. And so it ran down here, and I actually added as it was coming down, and it bounced all the way back up here. And I added for a re-break of this position. And so in the end, I had like 40 something shares of this. And I was like, I just kept on just adding to it, looking for it to show some sentiment to the SPY, because tech stocks usually do, even though it was red on the day. And then it just started to bounce out of here. My average position was 122.16. 122.16. So it was like, where was it? 122.16 average. So I must have added a little bit higher than this and then got the average down. But it was 122.16, and then it got going up. So from there, I was selling right around the top around here because I was kind of nervous because of this level right here, back here that it found that heavy resistance in. So I was like, I don't know if I want to be holding this. And I was so glad I made that decision, because then it just kind of capsized. And it was still red on the day. So that was that's my first time ever trying like one that's red on the day, trying to follow the SPY. Because I was like, this could just go down and take my money, but I'm going to give it a shot. It's holding the ATR highs, looking for it to go higher, even on a red day. So, but that was with the SPY as a sentimental play as well. Good morning, One Life. Yeah, I was just going over my trades, Tesla and Nvidia yesterday, both green. And just gathering more and more data on the large cap trading and the mid caps. But so far, so I took 3 red trades last month. 2 of them were on small cap, no catalyst plays where I lost money. I was like, why did I even take this trade? And then one of them I actually just got stopped out on. It was just a little red, but it was on a larger cap. So most of the large caps that I've taken have been green trades, which I'm excited about because I'm getting paid to go to tuition, right? Or getting paid to go to school, basically, because I haven't been trading larger mid caps, so kind of gathering data. Um, Speaking of that, let me see if I can pull this up. So basically, last month was my first month dibbling into large caps, and it hasn't been horrible. It's just smaller gains in comparison to the small caps. But the small caps, like my max loss per day is $500. So, I'm looking to not reach that. But with large caps last month, I was like, okay, I'm going to trade and I'm just going to go for data. As long as I don't lose $500, I'm good. That's it. That was my whole mentality. I did come out red last month. Small red, $33. So, I lost on those small caps. Those were the ones that I was swinging on. Small caps, I've been taking about 1,000 shares. So, kind of ate into ate into the tuition quite a bit. I was nice and green on the month, but just kind of ate it up, man. Ate it up. But I did make that back in these first 2 days of the month trading large caps with Nvidia and some other ones. But here was the calendar for that. This was a small cap loss, punched me in the mouth. This one was a small cap loss, punched me in the mouth. Now it would have been different if I was only focusing on small caps to trade. I probably could have done something differently, but I've also been heavy catalyst based trading as well. So if it doesn't have a catalyst, I'm really not touching it. Unless it has like a continuation catalyst like Tesla with AI, or Nvidia with AI, I mean. But these first 2 days of the month, I just took 2 trades in large caps and looking to just continue the green. But the small caps hit me in the mouth last month for real. Just splashed me. But it's all just collecting the data. I never hit max loss. So I'm like, it's whatever. Keeping the losses small, and just going forward. But yeah, it's whatever. The month before that was green, and the month before that was green. So I really am still green overall. So just making those moves. But as I size up in these large caps, I want to get to where I'm taking, like so far, I've only been taking like maybe 50 shares, 50 to 100 shares. But I really want to get to that point where I'm like, okay, large caps, let's start trading with, 200, 300 shares in a large cap. Whew, and keep that green streak. Now, I already know some red's going to come, but I want to be able to play and manage my risk very well. And of course, like I said, I'm just getting my feet wet in large caps. So I don't even have 100 trades yet in large caps. So it's whatever. Oh, also, I meant to show y'all this. So this is how I kind of keep up with my, in my trading journal. I keep my notes and everything. Where's my trade journal? Okay, right here. So in my setups, I have all of my setups that I kind of look for and everything that I have seen win for me. So ATR break, ATR high breaks, gappers, just taking note of every little variable that I can in the trade and kind of zeroing down. And then also and this is Trader Sync, by the way. There is a link in the description for it. That I use for a trade journal. They give a free trial, so you can come in here and do all of this if you want to. But also I have my mistakes, so things that have lost me money, like consolidation trading a company that is just trash, Didn't check the beta. Did not take a higher profit when needed or when it was there. Maybe I just got stopped out. Because I've been using this thing where I'm doing a 25% take. So basically it's based on the ATR. If the ATR is $5, I multiply that by 25% and I trail by that amount. So it would just be trailing. I get 25. If it wants to go again, get 25 more, that's 50%. Get 25 more, that's 75%. 25 more, 100% of the ATR. But that's how I've been kind of running the trailing stop, and it's actually been saving my life a whole lot, especially on big explosive moves downward. I'm gonna take profit anyway. I got my 25 locked in, comes down, still green. So, but if it is something that is super volatile and moving big, I want to be able to capitalize on that. So, randomly place stop outs, swinging for the fences. Time and trade was not enough for resolution. Just getting impatient, getting stopped out, and then seeing it go higher. Just a lot of things. I'm like, man, I shouldn't have done X, Y, and Z. I shouldn't have done whatever. And so just getting super detailed on the trading, on the variables has helped me out a whole lot on this stuff. And so TraderView has a lot of stuff. You can break it down hourly, weekday, monthly, by entry price, setups, mistakes, by sector, volume change, all this stuff. So it gives you a whole lot to kind of look at and all this stuff. Like on this, where's the trade? So like when I traded CCL, go into this one. Traded CCL. So down here, this is where I put my little notes and stuff. Where was this trade? So I got in somewhere at 1736, sold up here at 1791, and it shows my profit. And this helped me a whole lot, seeing how much profit I was losing not putting in a hard stop. So I'll be in a trade and I will place my stop based on where I thought things would be going, but now I place it based on the ATR, and it seems to protect me a whole lot more and let the trade actually run. So that's why I kind of instituted that, especially on the large caps. It definitely is super effective protecting my stop out. If I get stopped out, I'm like, oh well, let's continue to move. But if not, I just keep it moving. Also, what you can do in here is you can actually input your the stop losses that you did set. So let's say if I got into this at average entry price of 1738. And I want to stop out, let's say at, I want to give it $1 move, 17 or 1638. I can do that. It'll calculate and tell me what's the actual risk. That'll be down $200 if I took the exact same share size. What size did I have? I had 200 shares there. So that'll be $1 down. They'll be risking $200, which is still within my max loss. So I would be okay with that. And then to the top side, where are your targets? Where are you aiming at? And it'll do the same calculations out there. But anyway, yeah, this is TraderSync. That's what I use for my analytics and stuff. So I am super heavy on analytics. I mean, I don't really want to take a trade now without having some kind of back testing. But yeah, that's it for that. Let's jump back over here to the charts about to open up. One Life says I only trade large caps, but I only swing trade. Yeah, I actually this last month I've been small caps, mid caps, and large caps. I'm finding because I don't take a lot of trades. On the day I find like one or two stocks to focus in on with catalysts, and then I just focus in on those. Like anything else that pops up, I don't really care. I want to focus in on things that were live in pre-market that are moving throughout the day, and I'm getting pretty nice moves. $1 moves, $2 moves, $3 moves out of these large cap stocks on small share size, but still it's just collecting data. So if I take 20 shares and get a $3 move, I'm like, great. If I take, because I know it's a scalable thing that I can repeat. That's what I'm looking at. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We have about 4 minutes 32 seconds to the bell. I'm gonna let it play out a little bit so you guys can see how I use the ATRs. And then I'm going to get to this morning meeting. Now, a lot of people ask me, these ATRs that are in my platform are ATRs that I coded. But I can tell you the equation. Basically, all you're doing is taking the ATR. Whatever the ATR is, let's say Tesla has $8.80. Taking that and you're saying, okay, take from the open, add that to the open, and subtract it from the open. That's your That's your full ATR, right? And then on the other side with the mid or the I guess the original ATR, how it's calculated is you divide the ATR by 2 and add it to the open and subtract it from the open. And you'll see my labels here. So the full ATR is the ATR plus and minus the open. So full bullish or full bearish. What I mean by that is the idea that's formulating. So is it bullish? Is it bearish? If it goes toward bearish, I'm not trying to go long down there. I'm going to let it go and do its thing. If the idea starts to be bullish, like we saw NVIDIA back here, right here, the idea stayed in a bullish area between my ATRs, and so I went long. Same thing with the inward ones. These inner ATRs are the ones that are divided by 2 and added and subtracted from the open. Basically, the only difference between what I did here is I just programmed it into TOS to give me these lines so I don't have to, actually do it every time. It just does it. And, shows me where that's at. But I added these labels and all this. So this is actually my code in the background, but you could do this manually if you want to see where or what is the idea on the day for a day trade. I don't really use it for swing trading or anything like that, but just for a day trade, just to see, are we bullish? Are we bearish? If it starts to break down and go towards these lows, I'm like, okay, we look bearish. Let me not get in the way of that train. But there are other variables that you have to take into consideration, like what are the previous catalysts? Like this one was AI, and they just had that new microchip installment and things like that, new partnerships. So they had some other variables. I'm just not coming out here and saying, oh, it's in this range, it must be bullish. No. Where's the catalyst? What's the catalyst? Are we on continuation, or do we have a clear catalyst idea here? And so this one had a couple, doubled variables with the SPY and all of that stuff. All right, we have about a minute left. Let's see. We'll start off looking at, jump over here to the scan real quick. And so right now we got Tesla still up top, NVIDIA. Let's jump to this right here. So do you para? Okay, so it looks like we got everything. Dell did come up a little bit. Dell did come up a lot of bit. So Dell put in that, but it just needs more. It needs more volume. I can't do anything with this with that volume. All right, so we'll see what happens on those. But right now we got our top 4: Tesla, Para, NVIDIA. I don't know if DoYou's gonna do anything. That was that cash dividend. I'm not too interested in that one. Or maybe it was AGO. I forget. I'm not interested in those. We'll see what actually. Oh no, was this an acquisition? I forget why I didn't like that one, but I know I didn't like that one. We'll just watch Tesla, Para, and NVIDIA out of the open, and possibly Dell. I keep seeing Dell come up here. It just needs more volume. So we got 4, and I'll see if I can narrow it down into something else later on. But all right, let's see what they got. We got about 30 seconds to the open. And we'll start off with the highest volume mover, which is Tesla. And y'all see the ATRs calculated here. And I'll show you. I also run my ATRs over here on the on my daily chart and my hour chart as well. So I use the 15-minute as the first entry point, and then I use the hour in the daily to confirm that, hey, yeah, this thing is bullish and it's continuing to move up. All right, so here's the open. There are our high and lows here. So ATR high up here, full bullish idea up here at 236.03. Regular bullish at 225.30. Bearish down here at the 233.82s. Full bearish 233.07. So that's where I'm looking. And let's flip over here to the higher time frame so we can see what the higher time frame is showing us over here real quick. So let's maximize this. All right, so here is the full bullish based on the open out here. So it's all the way up here at 243. Got a long way to go. Regular bullish. So it's a long way away from being full bullish on the day. But like I said, I start with the 15-minute and I wait the first 30 minutes of the day to kind of see where this thing wants to go. As you can see right now, it is touching the bullish idea, which is, 236, whatever this first line is. We also have our point of control coming up here, 235.36, and now it is up to the full bullish idea, but I wait the first 30 minutes to confirm bullishness, right? Because yeah, it could do all of this at the beginning, but it can quickly go the other way. So yeah, getting on up there, first 15 minutes, not even first 15 minutes, jumping up there. And this is the volume profile, if you're wondering what these arrows are. So this is the top of the volume profile value level, which is the edge. So basically in between the value level is 70% of the trades that have happened on today. It just bounced way up here. Wow. I'll see if it comes back down, but yeah, breaking out full bullish idea for now, but that does not mean it's over with. Got to give it some time to realize what it wants to do. If it wants to come back below the bullish levels like it's doing now, all the way back down, that idea is seeming to fail a little bit, but this is Tesla, has a big range, so got to give it some time. A lot of people, I used to trade 1 minute, 2 minute, lower time frames, but then I figured out I'm just not that guy. I'm not that guy. I get punched in the mouth a whole lot in those time frames. But with the 15-minute, that's my where I can just eat ice cream and sit back and chill and trade. Nvidia making a move up as well through its ATR levels, but it has not. Let's see what the SPY did come back green. So let's shift over here to the SPY real quick. SPY broke over this level and is looking pretty green out of the open. Interesting. Very, very interesting, but we need more volume on the board for some of these. All right, back over to Tesla and looking at my scanners. So basically my large cap criteria have been met for Tesla and Nvidia, so they'll be up here. So even if I didn't see them in this main one, I'll be able to go and see them up here. So my scanners are going to work for me if my eyes don't. So if I come to the charts late or something like that, I can just come up here and be like, oh, Tesla is meeting my criteria, Nvidia is meeting my criteria, got the ATR I like, got the range that I like, got 10 million shares traded, because these bigger stocks need a lot of trades and a lot of money in them to move. So I kind of like to look for larger volume on those. But yeah, Nvidia right now looking nice and bullish as long as they can hold up here. But I'll be looking for a pullback and for a hold. So one of the things that I look for is this break, ATR break, and a hold above it for it to go higher. And so it is currently moving on out. But we will keep our eye on that. 14 million shares traded for this one. Tesla. All right, so the question is, can the SPY stay green? If the SPY stays green, this could be good for Tesla and Nvidia, but if the SPY starts to shift back the other way, it could get pretty nasty. So looking at the SPY right now on the higher time frames, we can see that it had this big move up and it can easily go back red below the 548s. Right now it's kind of like in the mid-range. It hasn't made a decision to be bullish or bearish. It's just kind of in between. And so we just want to make sure that we don't get caught in something crazy today, especially before the weekend. I'm already green. I don't want to give back profits. I just want to take my time, analyze the market, and move on. Let's see. So yeah, SPY coming on back down. Look on the hour chart. So this is confirmation from the larger time frames that there's a little bit of weakness here in this idea. This is the hour chart pulling back into and below those ATR highs, and then this is the SPY doing the same thing. So this is the 15 or the hour chart on the SPY, and both of them are looking kind of similar. It's following it. All right, so let's look out here. Tesla not falling back in there just yet. Okay. Para took a dive down. So this was the SpongeBob SquarePants stock. So I'm not looking to trade that. I really am only looking for things that have bullish ideas. Dell had this big move out here, and the SPY just seems like it wants to go red, but Dell coming back down as well. Tesla still holding out. Nvidia looking like it's about to go back. Yeah, it's going back down a little bit. So this is the first 15-minute candle, giving me some information about where shorts are sitting, where people are getting active on it, and what levels could be retested, but it depends on if the SPY holds. If it doesn't, I think it's just going to go on down. I think Tesla's going to end up following suit. Tesla just continues to pump up though. So Tesla would be the main watch. I would just continue watching that one. You know, Nvidia's not looking so great, but Tesla's holding up these highs. So I'm like, let's give it a chance. Let's see if it can hold up these ranges and, you know, stay bullish. But anyway, I'm about to get ready to get to this meeting. I'm going to continue watching Tesla. I do not see any small caps over here on the scan just yet that I like. A lot of these have lower volume. RPay is down like crazy. Do you is not something that I really want to touch. And then this little one, I need to probably spiff that up. I don't like that volume anyway. Not even up on the day, but yeah. We pretty much see what I'm gonna be watching, which is Tesla. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. That's kind of how I come into the morning analysis and just look for opportunities. Tesla has 24 million shares traded and continuing to move up. Yesterday it had over 180 million shares traded. So very big volume days coming out of Tesla. And it did have catalyst from yesterday as well. So still moving up, but I don't like this because it is coming to a level of previous resistance here of the 239. So we got to see what kind of reaction it gives to this. Will it be a big dump from this 240 level or what? And just looking for a pullback level where I can get a small scalp. Just take my piece if it holds up. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys are going to continue trading, which I'm sure you are, it's the beginning of the day, definitely keep your head on a swivel. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.